Hello 7th grade students. I hope you guys are still passionate to study about the solar system. Now we will continue our learning section on the topic of celestial bodies, and especially through the video we will learn about asteroid, comet, meteor, satellite, and eclipse. Do you still remember what we discussed earlier? Yes, we have learned the concept of solar system and the characteristic of 8 planets. Solar system. Solar system is a collection of celestial bodies consisting of a star called the Sun and all objects that are bound by their gravitational force. Objects that surround the Sun are 8 planets, and millions of celestial bodies, comets, asteroids, meteoroids, satellites, and others. This is the picture of our solar system. Next, we will continue to study about asteroid. An asteroid is a small, rocky body orbiting the Sun. They are orbiting in a belt located between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter. An asteroid is too small to be called as a planet, and most aren't in a spherical shape. The asteroid belt, generally asteroids are harmless to the Earth. Still, they are large enough to cause serious damage if they impact the Earth's surface. Next, the characteristic of asteroids. The most asteroids are solid because they were molten at some point in time. Although varying in shape, size, and material, nearly all asteroids are rough, lopsided, and covered in craters. Only a few of the largest asteroids have enough gravity to pull them into nearly spherical shapes. This is the picture of the 4 largest asteroids. Number 1 is Ceres, number 2 is Vesta, number 3 is Pallas, and number 4 is Hygiea. The greater of an asteroid mass and gravity means the greater of its iron composition. The greater distance of an asteroid from the Sun means the greater of its carbon composition. This is the sun picture of asteroid. Next, we will learn about the meteor. Meteor is the rock that enters the Earth's atmosphere and produces a trail of light. A meteor is also called a shooting star. Now we will learn about the difference between meteoroid, meteor, and meteorite. Meteoroids are small rocks that float freely in the space. Meteors are small space rocks that fall to the Earth but burn out because they rub against the atmosphere so they don't reach the Earth. Meteorites are small space rocks that fall to the Earth and can reach the Earth. Next, we will learn about the comets. Comets are celestial bodies orbiting the Sun with a very oval track. Comets are also known as tailed stars. The comet's tail is always away from the Sun. A comet consists of nucleus, coma, and tail. The nucleus is the solid center. The coma is the gas and the dust atmosphere around the nucleus. The tails is when energy from the Sun turns the coma so that it flows around the nucleus and forms a fan-out tail behind it extending a million of miles through space. The name comet comes from the Greek meaning long-haired because of their tails. Comets are believed to be long elliptical orbits that take them from beyond the orbit of Uranus to around the Sun. Comets are composed of ice, dust, and rocky debris carried from the early formation of the solar system about 4.5 billion years ago. Due to the way they orbit, comets can come back into view from time to time. Halley's Comet appears about every 76 years. Next, we will learn about the satellites. Satellites are celestial bodies orbiting the planets and accompanying planet in orbiting the Sun. The natural satellite on the Earth is called the Moon, an artificial satellite used for communication. Any large object that orbits around a planet is called a moon, small m. The Earth has one moon called the Moon, capital M. All of these natural satellites are held in orbit by the attraction of gravity between the satellite and the object it is orbiting. All except 2 of the planets, Venus and Mercury in our solar system have natural satellites called moon. Jupiter itself has 66 moons. This is the information on several moons in solar system. The information about the orbital speed, time for one orbit, and orbital radius. Next, we are going to learn about the eclipse. Eclipse in astronomy is complete or partial obscuring of celestial body by another. An eclipse occurs when three celestial objects become aligned. An eclipse occurs anytime something passes in front of the sun, blocking its light. This can be the Earth or the Moon. There are two types of eclipse, solar and lunar eclipse. Lunar or moon eclipse is when the Earth casts a shadow on the Moon, causing the Moon to go dark. Earth comes between the sun and the Moon and casts a shadow on the Moon, or we call it full moon. Solar eclipse is when the Moon casts a shadow on the Earth, causing the sun to go dark. The Moon comes between the Sun and Earth and casts a shadow on the part of the Earth, and we call it new moon. Next, solar eclipse. Solar eclipse, when the Sun, Earth, and Moon are aligned, casts a shadow across the Earth. The Sun is both 400 times larger than the Earth and 400 times farther than the Moon, so they appear to be the same size to us on the Earth. Types of solar eclipse. Number 1 is total solar eclipse. Can only occur if you are at the exact spot within the Moon's umbra, which isn't very big. Number 2 is partial solar eclipse. It's visible if you are in the penumbra of the shadow. Only some of the Moon will be shadowed. Number 3 is an annular eclipse. Occur when the Moon is farthest from the Earth in its orbit. This makes the Moon look smaller. So during the eclipse, you see on the other ring of light from the Sun. Partial solar eclipse is visible if you are in the penumbra of the shadow. Only some of the Moon will be shadowed. This is the picture of annular eclipse. Occur when the Moon is the farthest from the Earth in its orbit. This makes the Moon look smaller. So during the eclipse, you see an outer ring of light from the Sun. Next, lunar eclipse. The Moon revolving in its orbit around Earth passes through Earth's shadow. The umbra is the total shadow, the penumbra is the partial shadow. The Earth moves between the Sun and the Moon, blocking the sunlight and causing the Moon to glow red. Umbra is the dark inner portion of the shadow cone, penumbra is the lighter outer portion of the shadow. How often do eclipses happen? That depends. Lunar eclipse happen more often than solar eclipse. Why? Well, everyone who is experiencing nighttime during a lunar eclipse can see it. But you have to be at the exact spot on the Earth to see a solar eclipse. The spot on the Earth is so small that the same place only see a solar eclipse every 350 years. Why don't we see lunar eclipse more often? Well, lunar eclipse don't happen every day because the Moon's orbit is tilted. So during most moon, the Moon is above or below the Earth. Next, tides. Tides caused by Moon's gravitational pull. There are two types of tides. Spring tides, when the Moon, Earth, and Sun align, and neap tide, when the Moon, Earth, and Sun form at a right angle. I think that's all from me. Thank you for your attention, and God bless you.